welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. My current blood sugar is sitting at 8. I've had a few corrections throughout the day, but I've maintained a normal pattern. I went a little low here, but quickly responded. Okay, so just 1 sec here. Current blood sugar is sitting at 86, but not current blood sugar, sorry. Time in range is sitting at 86, which is good. It's not spectacular, but it's good. Anything over 70%. We're looking at 11% above, 3% below, and this blood sugar is sitting at 7.9. While it's come down, it was better yesterday than it is today. And hopefully we're not going to go up to 6. Or not to 8, sorry, I'm really out of it today. But hopefully that'll work out. Today, I want to discuss with you the 4th episode of changes that have affected my life. And today we're going to discuss how did I end up in this care facility. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, how did I end up in this facility? To be perfectly honest, this was in the works for a while. We knew that me living in my own condo or apartment or whatever wouldn't work, because I'd end up calling 911 saying I'm low, or pressing my chain, I don't wear it anymore, pressing the button and sending the message to the ambulance to say he needs help, come and get him. So, what are we doing? Well, it was decided I had to go into assisted living. My sister was the big push behind this. And at first, I thought, okay, well, assisted living. I had seen a few pictures online, and I thought, okay. So I applied for assisted living. The care person, I don't know, my case manager at the time who saw me, just really came back to me and said, we don't think assisted living is right for you. There's a sign up there. We think that long-term care is the facility for you. And it's going to be a wait. Now, it was such a wait that every day it was kind of like, you could wait for that phone call, but it isn't going to come. And then they got me thinking, or not, they started thinking that I wasn't assessed properly, that I could go into assisted living. I got reassessed, and we had an assisted living come out to my place to do assessment on me. Never heard back from them. I don't know if they heard that this was coming available and thought I'd be a better solution in the long term versus assisted living. Assisted living is you just go on with your life normal, and if you really need help with emergency crisis, someone's there to call an ambulance. But it's not meant for people who have extra big medical situations. Well, that's me. So it was decided long-term care. Now, there were only two that I was told in my health region that could handle bariatrics. I don't, I keep hearing there's more, but there, they said there's one out in the Fraser Valley. I guess they were talking about this one. Or there's one just inside Burnaby at Carleton, but that is a paid facility, so it's private. So I'm thinking, okay, I probably left my selections with my care manager or my case manager who had changed. So there was much more of a woman who really kind of spent time with me deciding. She said at first, okay, there's this place, there's a tower. I don't know, I think it's just inside Burnaby, but it's a tower, it's a senior resident tower, and you would have a spot in there, and you could either look out over Vancouver or you could go Burnaby and up the harbor. Sounded good to me. Didn't fit the qualifications there. One, they didn't take, I don't think they took scooters. I think that was the one that didn't take scooters. There was another one that we were looking at that was on Boundary, which is kind of the health region's divide. On one side you have Fraser Health, on the other side you have Vancouver. Sorry, it'd probably be that way. Burnaby on this side, Vancouver on that side. So I didn't get into there, and I was really starting to lose hope. I knew that I would be surrounded by seniors, and there's nothing wrong with the seniors here. On the whole, there's a couple that are a little problematic, but on the whole, pretty good. So how did I end up here? Well, it was weird. I think I was on the wait list for a year and a half, and I was living in my own apartment, I would get up. They'd sort of dress me each day. I'd get up. I'd go outside. I'd go to appointments I had or grocery shopping and come home. And it just started to get harder and harder. I would order in meals, and if they were left too low, I couldn't get them. We had the ambulance over a number of times. I had the ambulance over. It was a real problematic. Then one day, we got the call and the guy said, "Hi, I'm Gary from Trim." Okay. I didn't know what Trim was. And he said, "Well, we have a place for you out in Mission." I had never spent time in Mission before in my life. I didn't really know if I wanted to come out here. And now that I've come here, on the whole, it's been pretty good. I get my daily care. If I'm in a medical problem, then things are all okay. I get meals. Uh, I get medications. The nurses and the healthcare workers here are pretty damn good. Uh, I don't always agree with the medical initiatives. I've had one very serious medical happening where I went into diabetic ketoacidosis, in which I had to be sent to, I keep wanting to say Surrey, but it wasn't Surrey, it was Abbotsford. Because I keep thinking the place on the other side of the river. And for me, living in Burnaby, that was always Surrey. So it was Abbotsford. I was in there quite sick, but I probably would have just ignored it if I was at home. And my friend probably would have sent me in here. We knew that from yesterday's story. But why did I end up in this place? Like, why was I looking for assisted living or a long-term care? Well, first of all, we knew that I needed help. That was pure and foremost. And then the next was, unfortunately, my mother had recently passed, and they were looking to sell the condo. The estate wanted the money. I made arrangements. I could stay there till I was placed. So when this came up, I took it. It's a rather, my room is really quite nice. It's a pale shade of green, but you see the color right here. Can't point. Where is it? Right back there. You see the green? That's the color of my walls. I have a few pictures up. So, but, people seem to think, oh, well, all you'll do is sit in a chair. Right now, I do an awful lot from my bed because I don't have a chair, that I'm comfortable with. I want to be able to go out and get out. I don't want to sit in the corner, either watching their TV. I'm lucky enough I have my iPad, and they keep telling it it's my residence. So I've said before, and I still mean it, that for most diabetics, the best way to get yourself under control is to try to integrate your insulin diabetic regime into your life. You know, going to school, going to work, that's probably the best. I can remember years ago, I, for a summer, I ran my own business and I got a tax number, and they decided they wanted to do a tax audit. And the guy kept coming to audit me, and I ended up in the hospital. And he kept saying, well, you have to take better care of yourself. And that's what I'm getting here. Things that aren't my ongoing issues. My body does weird things with the insulin, so I don't know. But that's how I ended up in long-term care. I have uncontrollable diabetes or labile diabetes. I have Charcot's foot. I have Ogilvy syndrome chronic. So all in all, it's pretty, there's a lot of conditions why I need to be here. I would still much rather be out there living my life, but I can't right now. Because if I go low, there's no one there who can really help me. And we knew that the chain where I've fallen, I can't get up button wasn't working for me. I mean, it worked, but I was pretty well calling the cops 4 or 5 times a year. Not the cops, sorry, the ambulance. So this is a much better place for me. So I don't want anyone to think that this could be a solution for them. Any money I make, well, based on my insurance and that, goes towards paying for this room. It's not sort of like, yeah, socialized medicine, you get it for free. I able to qualify to get some money off my rent, but I still have to pay. And people seem to think, oh, well, yes, it's medical care, you don't have to pay anything. No, it's not that great. It'd be nice, but it's not that great. So, control your diabetes the best you can now. Don't let it get to my condition. And I don't know if there was too much I really could have done, but over the years I didn't really do it. So that's where we're going to end the video. So part 4 is how I ended up in long-term care. Talk to you later. Bye now. My email address is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. All one line. Drop me